All right, what's up, you guys? Just gonna do a quick video. So basically, I'm pretty much responding to the comments. You know, the video I did yesterday was a response to the comments I was getting. I've just been working crazy hours, and I don't have time to respond to all of the comments. I normally do, but I just haven't had the time. So I've been reading them, but not responding. So these videos I've been putting out are response videos. All right. A lot of people in the video that I put out yesterday about Tyson Fury, uh, a lot of people are kind of upset with what I said and about Tyson Fury, and they're bringing up his linealship. You know, he is the lineal champ, which I did bring up, but I didn't really speak on it. I didn't feel the need to. Okay. I'm aware of his linealship. I'm aware of what he did by beating Klitschko. I know he's the man that beat the man, but he doesn't currently hold a title. When he had the 3 titles, he didn't make any defenses. Okay, he actually, fell into a sunken place, gained a lot of weight, completely let himself go. He failed drug tests using cocaine and shit. I mean, for him to the momentum he had at that moment, beating Klitschko. He had a rematch clause in there. He didn't fight Klitschko in a rematch. Klitschko was ready to fight him in a rematch. He jumps in the ring when Deontay Wilder beats Spilka back here in New York. It was a lot of hype behind that. He didn't fight Wilder. He didn't fight. He went a couple years without fighting. Okay, gained a lot of weight. Came back and fought 2 bumps. All right. But the thing about winning champion and being a champion and becoming the man, you beat a guy that held the title for that many years. You beat him, but you didn't rematch him. You didn't defend your titles. I know he's the lineal champ, but what have you done lately? You haven't done anything in a very, very, very long time. Okay? You don't be out for this kind of time, and you're not even out on an injury. Like, you straight up retired. This guy retired. Okay? He went years without fighting. He has to prove himself, in my opinion. And rightfully so. It's like Keith Thurman. And, I'm not trying to disrespect Keith, because this is no comparison, like comparing Tyson Fury to Keith Thurman. But you got Keith Thurman, who's been out for a year and a half. Okay, hasn't been really that active. I mean, even in the years that he was active in the last few years, he hasn't been that active, fighting once a year, pretty much. He's been out for a year and a half. One of his titles was stripped. There are 2 new champions. You got Terrence Crawford. You got Errol Spence. He hasn't fought neither one of them. There's new things going on in the welterweight division. The show must go on. And it went on without Tyson Fury. Joshua picked up belts while they're still defending his titles. They deserve more credit than Tyson Fury does. All right, they've been fighting. All right, Keith Thurman, when he gets back, he has to prove himself. This is why he's not jumping in the ring with an Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford right away in his first fight back, and probably not even the Sean Porter, because he knows he has to work his way back in the mix and then, get a big fight, hopefully a unified title soon. But that's reality. It's not about your feelings, I respect Tyson Fury as a fighter, and I felt that I addressed that in the video. This is not about your feelings for Tyson Fury or anybody else. I know he's the lineal champ, okay? But he's not the man anymore. It is what it is. He's not the man at the division. He didn't prove shit. He beat the man and disappeared. That's not what being a man is about. That's not what this sport. This is not how you become a legend. You don't just beat the guy and then disappear. There's still more work to do. There's other champions in the division. You didn't unify. You disappeared, and not in a good way. So I'm not going to give him credit for something he did a few years ago. It's time to step up, and he has to prove himself against Wilder and Joshua and whoever else is whoever else is the top at this division. There's other guys that's putting work in. Guys like Dillian White, you know, winning big fights, hard fights, consistently. You don't just come back and fight two bums. Don't look good doing it neither. And then we just consider you the man. No, you know. Now, as far as this fight in the UK and the business aspect to it all, and who fills more seats, whether it's Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, well, I don't really know. But I can tell you that that video was about Anthony Joshua. And Wilder and Fury don't compare to Anthony Joshua. Neither one of them have a better resume, in my opinion. All three are undefeated. But neither one of them has a better resume overall than Anthony Joshua at this point. Neither one of them. And neither one of them are filling seats and making bread like Anthony Joshua. Neither one of them. Okay, so that video was about, I wasn't trying to shut down Tyson Fury. That video was about comparing them to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, as far as I'm concerned, Deontay Wilder's goal was Anthony Joshua. He's saying that this guy is ducking him. So why do you put yourself in a situation to where the fight doesn't happen? There's people that leave in comments like, well, he wasn't going to fight him anyway. He was going to fight Dillian White anyway. How do you prove that? Like, how can you prove that? Like, I'm saying things based off the resume. I'm saying things that have been said publicly by both sides. Like, the points that I'm making up in my videos are stuff that was said and things that occurred in the ring. I'm not just saying, oh, he wasn't going to fight him anyway. He's going to fight Dillian White. That's all just smoke and mirrors. Yeah, okay, in your head. Like, that's in your head. Like, I can't control what you think. If that's what you want to, that's how you feel. I'm bringing up facts. I'm not talking about how I feel. You know, a prediction is how I feel. When I say I think a certain boxer is better, that's how I feel. None of us can prove that until they actually fight. But if you feel like you knew the schedule beforehand and you knew what they were going to do and blah, blah, well, that's on you. That's in your own mind. Okay, we don't know what would have happened if these guys didn't do a two-way rematch clause. All right? This is not about your feelings. This is not what we do over here. This is not what I do. I don't do your feelings. Okay? Now, I see people bringing up the 50 million. All right? The 50 million. They keep bringing it up. All right? I spoke on it briefly. I didn't get into all the details that occurred about it. I just knew that in the very beginning, Wilder came out right away. It's like, listen, I got the 50 mil. Email me, call me right away. You know, we want to know right away if you agree. I got the 50 mil. No proof of funds, no contracts, no nothing. Just, I got the money. Do you want to fight? That's not how business work. Especially from a guy that has not made anywhere near that kind of money. If Floyd's saying it, I might believe him because he's making that money. He's made $400 million in a fight. But for Deontay Wilder, a guy whose biggest purse is $2 million, I don't believe that. We need to see something. That's what Eddie Hearn was saying. We need to see something. Let's meet up. Let's do something. Let's work. Let's try to work this out. You know, not know the guy that's not the cash cow is coming out saying, "Well, I got the 50 million. You hit me up." You're not the promoter. Who the hell are you? You're the fighter. Why are you coming out and saying it? You know? And these guys are trying to meet up. This guy, Eddie Hearn, is coming out here to the U.S. trying to make meetings. These guys is Shelly Finkel and these guys are canceling meetings and shit. Come on, man. And then Wilder is the one that's doing the public speaking. And people are basing it off what Wilder's talking about. He's not the negotiator. You know? One day he's 50-50. The next day he's saying this money, this amount of money is not enough. $12 million is not enough. The next day he goes back to saying, I want it to be 50-50. I want it to be in Vegas. I want it to be here. I'm the heavyweight champ. I'm the real champ. You ducking me. Blah, 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 blah. This guy has been all over the place. but he's saying it publicly. So I know how he feels because he's saying it publicly. I'm basing it off of what he's saying. And then more about the 50 mil, you find out later on that Frank Warren was behind the 50 mil the whole time. He was the one behind it. He was the one behind it, the direct competitor to Eddie Hearn. Joshua signed with Matchroom, the Zone. You know, he's with these guys. He's with Eddie Hearn. You know? Now, I don't know if Eddie Hearn just disagreed with it because it was Frank Warren behind it, but Frank Warren wants things to be on his terms if he's going to put up the money. He's going to want it to be on whatever network he wants to be on. He's not going to be on Eddie Hearn's term. Now, the people that are saying that, well, see, because I know how y'all think, right? I know how y'all think. Y'all going to go and say, well, you know what? Eddie Hearn is the one that's holding Joshua's back because he would have made this money and Joshua would have made the 50 million and all that if it wasn't. Listen, this guy, we know how boxing works. He signed with these guys. His fights are on Matchroom. They are on the Zone. He's with Eddie Hearn. He signed to these guys. Okay? He can't just jump ship because the competitor, the direct competitor, is putting up the funds. That's not how it works. We know that's not how it works. And that stuff didn't come out until later. After the fight, after we knew the fight was over. That didn't come up till later. You know? And on top of that, you know, you guys are going to sit here and say, oh, he's holding Joshua back and everything. Well, you know, look at Errol Spence. Look at his comments lately. You know, look at what he's saying about Terrence Crawford over there fighting on the other side of the street. I'm here with Showtime. I'm not fighting on ESPN. I'm not fighting on HBO. He's with Al Heyman. De La Hoya wanted to sign him. Eddie Hearn wanted to sign him. I believe Bob Arum said something about it. You know, he's not working with these guys. He's loyal to Al Heyman. He's loyal to Showtime. So what's wrong with Joshua being loyal to Hearn, the guy that's making him all the money in the world? You know? And all that, you know, all that shit with the milking and all that. Come on, we know that's bullshit, man. Wilder, how was Eddie Hearn milking Anthony Joshua? You was champion before Anthony Joshua, and you still getting paid the same kind of bread. You still in the same ballpark as far as money is concerned. You was champion before Anthony Joshua. Why is Joshua making 10 times more? Maybe that's a problem on your management side. I know it hurts. I'm not here for your feelings. I'm not here for your feelings. I'm here to talk about the facts. We're not here about your feelings and your insecurities. You guys that's out there. We're not here for your personal insecurities. How is he milking this man and he's making 10 times more than Deontay Wilder in a shorter period of time? How is he getting milked? Sounds like your boy over there is getting milked. You know? Would Floyd Mayweather, if Bob Arum came out and said, I'm putting up the money for the fight, Floyd, you come over here and fight on HBO. Would Floyd had done it? No. And we would have respected him for not doing it because we already know the deal. We already know you're not going to be over there fighting for Bob Arum under his terms, under his bread. You're not going to do it. We saw the fight. We finally saw the fight. Everything was on mostly under Floyd's turn. He got the majority of the money. He's a cash cow. He's the A side, so most of the shit was on his terms. But they showed the fight on HBO. They showed the fight on Showtime. You know, both networks had the fight. But Floyd wouldn't go over to HBO. That's like saying the same damn thing. Do you expect Joshua? And I'm just speaking for these people that's going to come in here and make these comments. I already know how y'all think. It's pretty easy. I know how y'all think. You're going to say these kind of things in the comments. All this stuff with Frank Warren came up later down the line. You know, Joshua, we already knew who Joshua was fighting. We already knew Joshua was fighting Povetkin. It was already done. It was done. That news came out later. But up front, Wilder, 50 million. Well, where's the money at? How is this going to work? Let's set this up. We're interested. Let's set this up. Nothing went through. Nobody followed through with it. But even if they did, we already know it wouldn't have went down because they're not doing business with Frank Warren. Not their direct competitor. Come on, let's be real. The fighters that some of you guys like, they do the same shit. I'm not signing over there. I'm over here. I'm not signing over there. You know what happened with Rock Nation when they came in? You know, Beyonce got a little beef with Al Heyman. These guys ain't, they disrespecting Jay and on Rock Nation. We're not going there. Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman, they all turning Rock Nation down. That's business. We already know it. We don't act like you guys don't know. I could keep going with examples. At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua is the man. He called the shots. It's not that I just like him because he's a classy guy and stuff. No, I like him. He is classy. So I do like him. You know? But I also like him because of what he's doing in the ring. At the end of the day, his resume is better. So if you're doing what you got to do, you're not taking no easy fights. If you doing, you holding the championship titles down, and I like him. I like him as a person, but just based on what I see. But I like him, but he's doing what he has to do in the ring. I have no problems with him. I can't say the same for Wilder. I can't say the same. You know, I don't like him. You know, I respect his win against Ortiz. But outside of that, you know, I mean, when he beat Hearn the first time, I respected that. But what has he done since then? It took a while. When him beating Ortiz, I respect that win more than any other win. I do. I do. But I'm not going to sit here and act like he was chasing Joshua and Klitschko, all these guys all the time. See, that's bullshit. If you're doing that, you know better. You know that's not what was really happening. These guys was building him up slowly. Why else would he be 25-0 and still fighting bums? You know? Let's not go there. All right? So this is my last video talking about this. I do want to speak on the welterweight division. I want to speak on the middleweight division. So when I get back, next video will be something else. I'll keep it to the comments from this point on. I'm not going to bring up any more videos about these guys. You know, I think Wilder is going to be Tyson Fury. Let me ask you guys a few questions about that fight. Do you think Wilder can beat Fury on the cards? That was my first question to y'all. I think if it goes to the cards, I think it's 50-50 if it goes to the cards. If this was a few years ago when Tyson Fury was at his prime, I think Fury beats him clearly on the cards, you know, or whatever. I think he would have destroyed Wilder or Joshua or whoever. The way he is right now, I think it's 50-50 on the cards, but I think Wilder's going to knock him out. I think Wilder's going to land and knock him out. That's just my opinion, all right, on that fight. I would love to see Ortiz and Povetkin. Someone asked me in the comments, who do I think was going to win? Would win if Povetkin for Ortiz. I'm going to go with Ortiz. I think Ortiz would beat him. They would have to fight. I could be wrong. I thought Ortiz was going to beat Wilder. But that's just my pick. As far as resume is concerned, Povetkin's a much better win. It's the better win. It is what it is. People that think Joshua did shitty against Povetkin, they're judging his win. Well, guess what? Wilder was losing too. Wilder was losing to Ortiz on the cards. In my opinion, he was losing. He needed those knockdowns. Those knockdowns were saving him. But Ortiz was getting it in. Okay? Ortiz hurt him, and it hurt him a lot worse than... Well, Povetkin didn't really hurt Anthony Joshua. You know, he stumbled him a little bit, but he didn't hurt him. It's difference. He wobbled him in the first round a little bit. That was it. It wasn't even a wobble. It was just a good-ass combination. But Povetkin is a better win to have because Povetkin is proven. You know, he's proven. His resume is thick. You know, I can't say the same for Ortiz. I just personally like him. See the difference there? That's my personal feelings. I personally like Ortiz. But as far as it's a fact that Povetkin is a more proven fighter. And it's not ever close. That's the difference. I'm trying to teach you guys that shit. All right? I'm out.